We received a letter, as we do every year. I read the first page, and I was like, there was a little shocking threat of truancy within the letter, which I had never seen before, to the effect of, if your child is not enrolled in a public school or has not been approved to homeschool by the beginning of the school year, they will be considered truant. That was our first clue that things were a little different. So that was in May.
I've been homeschooling here in Worcester for 7 years, and I'd always sent in a narrative report with no problems. But this time they said the progress report wasn't good enough, but I didn't get any feedback about what they wanted differently or how I could make it so that they would find it worth approval. I tweaked my progress report, sent it in again, and then we just didn't hear anything. And next thing we know, there was a knock on my door.
I sent my notice in that I was going to homeschool. Weeks went by, and Child Services shows up because they got a call saying that my kids were being neglected because they weren't in school. When they came to the door, I was told that if I didn't let them in, they were going to take my kids.
What's happening in Massachusetts is an increase in the use of Massachusetts CPS to investigate homeschooling families over paperwork issues. It appears that some schools have put into their policies actually referring families to the Department of Children and Families, or CPS, for investigation when there are what they call truancy concerns. Now, when a homeschool family has submitted a notice of intent, there shouldn't be any truancy concerns because they've done everything they're required to do according to the law in Massachusetts. It's inappropriate for the school district to have used DCF as an enforcement mechanism. DCF is there to investigate legitimate claims of abuse. Issues over homeschooling paperwork is not abuse.
My kids think when strangers knock on the door, I have to warn them who's coming if I know, because they think Child Services comes, it's like, are they gonna take us, Daddy?
I think they're making it clear that they don't trust what we're doing. It makes me feel on edge.
You feel helpless because they're too powerful, they're too big.
Worcester Public Schools and other schools here in Massachusetts need to realize that parents who homeschool are doing so because they're invested in their children and they care about them and they want to give them the very best education that they can. The schools don't need to be threatened by that, but need to learn to communicate with us and maybe even try to be a partner in a supportive system instead of thinking that we're rivals or that they need to control us in some manner.
Homeschooling has really allowed my kids to find their passions. We really encourage them to do what they love to do, and we feel like everything else will follow.
I homeschool for my children, and I choose to do that and make the sacrifices that you have to make to do that because I love my children.